Hi traders, welcome to this live currency strength indicator table video with me, John, on this Thursday, the 21st of September. So again, CAD Swiss appearing on our tables. Really speaking, the only reason why we've got Swiss back on the weak side of the table, it did leave it, was because of this Swiss National Bank interest rate decision, where we saw that they actually held at 1.75%. Unexpectedly, actually, the forecasts were suggesting that we'd see an increase to 2%. That didn't happen, and the Swiss came off worse for it. Other big data today, we have a Bank of England interest rate decision. So we've been talking a lot about the pound weakness in the market, and to be honest, we could even look at a setup today that involves the pound for a potential short trading opportunity. But the fact that we've got that interest rate decision coming up is really putting me off any kind of opportunities at the moment. Obviously, after the news event, there may be something, and I will update you in the Discord channel if there was any kind of updates to that. So this video is going to be a little bit short and sweet today. Are the Bank of England going to hike rates? They are forecast to hike rates to 5.5%, up from 5.25%. If we have a little look, if you go to the Pro Services tab and come to Global Economic Data Tables, we've got some global economic data tables here that you can take a look at. You can see pound here. If we have a little look at the inflation rate, quarter, still 6.7%. So inflation rate in the UK is still fairly high. So the chance of them hiking interest rates for a move higher is not out of the question, basically. So we may actually get an increase here in those interest rates. So if we do get the interest rate hike, though, does that actually bring some strength back into the pound? There's some potential for that. Obviously, the worry about that is the recession risk in the UK then kind of continues to sort of grow there, and that could be a sort of downside to this rate hike. So whether we see cable continue to move lower is something we're going to have to monitor. I did quite like pound Kiwi short. This is pound Kiwi on the 1 hour time frame. If we go up to the daily chart, you can see that price is kind of trading within this zone in here, between that sort of 2.09 and 2.0659. You can see I've got a trend line support in here from the lows. So you can see from the formation point at the 3rd of February, we have a test here on the 23rd of May, and then we've got this current test going on right now. So I'm looking to see, does that hold, or is that a sort of positioning ahead of a bit of a move back to the downside? If not, price may want to try and extend back to the upside here, in line with kind of the overall larger trend. If I go up to the weekly time frame, you can see we are fairly bullish. The only thing really speaking is we've come up into this area here where there's not a lot of sort of price action going on in that large spike. But if we look left around here, you can see that we had a bit of support resistance around about that 2.15 area. Oh, I prefer this high up in here, I must admit, the 2.185 area. That could be something of target for longer term traders if we do hold at this trend line and see a bit of bullishness. But the tables are telling us to look short here. I do like pound weakness in the market, but because of that high impact news event, I'm gonna pretty much stay away from that. Let's go check on CAD Swiss then. So this is our position on CAD Swiss. We are now at break even. We are, let me just have a quick look on my other charts. We are 6 pips away from target, so I will be monitoring this. I think if we get within sort of 2 pips away, that'll be nice to take, because obviously the market doesn't always come into our zones of interest. And if I look at the daily chart here, which is what we're basing a lot of this analysis off, if I was to put a zone from these opens and closes, we're right now into that zone. So I think if you were to take profit here, it's not actually sort of a bad idea. If I actually grab my risk reward tool on the other chart, we had a 33 pip stop on this one, and we are about 1.4 up at the moment. So yeah, it's not the end of the world to take a position off here, you know, because we are technically in that zone. Instead of coming out with that 1.5. We're going to come out with 1.4, like I said. So I'm actually going to just close that position right now. I'm happy where that is, and yeah, we came right into that level. So I'll just exit that 43 pip close there. Obviously that could trade high, that could hit full stop losses, but I'm gonna just close that one for the peace of mind going into more risk events, you know, on the horizon. So sometimes risk events can promote a bit of safe haven buying. Swiss franc is technically a safe haven, so you know there is something behind that as well. But if you are going to hold it to the full targets, there's the 1.5 at the 67.30. But I'm happy to take that off, and I've just shown you the sort of reasoning behind that. Other charts of interest, I mean, Kiwi is on there. Obviously the Swiss franc weakness, so we could be looking at maybe an opportunity on Kiwi Swiss. We came all the way back down into this 53.14 area, which was basically this kind of consolidation zone that price has come back into. Looking at it from a weekly perspective, we are very much in a downward trend. This is the you know, very similar to sort of Aussie Swiss that we were looking at, the fact that we have got this downward trend on the weekly chart. I quite like the idea of price coming towards this 0.54 handle, which are these kind of highs that formed around the 24th and 31st of July. If you actually just go to a daily time frame, you can see the 31st of July highs there, which is basically the high of this consolidation. So you can see here price has come back within the consolidation zone there. That means that we may see price trade to the other side of the consolidation zone. So that's something to also consider. I like the idea that price is a little bit bullish. We have broken out of this channel support now. I did quite like the idea of price coming back down to this level to see a long come in. It just so happened that the news was the driver that pushed price higher. So I'm going to keep an eye on this one. If I go to the hourly chart, let's just bring in the stochastic as well. I'm just going to see, can price maybe come back down a little bit? Can we get a bit of a pullback, perhaps down to this 0.5340 level, which are these kind of prior H1 highs in there? If we can pull back down into that area, I'll be looking for a potential opportunity here. Putting a fib on that as well, you can see the 38 fib is also just sitting a little bit above that zone. So one or two things really. If we can get a bit of a pullback to that level, maybe a pullback down here on the stochastic as well, that would offer us a bit of an opportunity, I feel. So yeah, keep an eye on that one as well. But again, risk events today coming up on cable. We'll see how that affects the price of pound. Pound is now just rejecting that 1.23 handle against the US dollar at the moment. So a breach of that does open the door for a bit of a move lower, perhaps into the 1.22. A hold here could see price react. We are at a pretty decent level of support, so I wouldn't be surprised if we did see a bit of a bullish reaction, but we'll have to see what the Bank of England says, Bank of England comments, and then obviously have a little look at the tables, see what the pound is doing after that point. So I'm gonna leave it there. Thanks for watching the video update. Catch you in the next one.